88.
I didn't know where to turn, so I reached out to 988.
The 988 Minnesota Lifeline offers free 24/7 confidential support from trained local staff. If you're in crisis or just need to talk, call or text 988 or chat at 988lifeline.org. Paid for by Mental Health Minnesota. Aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Adam. 81 under sunny skies today. For tonight, 58 with a little bit of clouds rolling in. And for tomorrow, partly sunny skies and a high of 83. Crooner's Supper Club is a little piece of old school nightlife in the 21st century. Enjoy delicious dinner, fabulous cocktails, and music from some of the best jazz artists. Crooner's Supper Club is just north of 694 off of Highway 65. Find the upcoming music schedule and more at croonersmn.com.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglind, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park, located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It is another beautiful day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so grateful to be here with you today. I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another great show for you today. Joining me in a few minutes will be Mac Borell, LPN, nurse advocator and educator at Comfort Keepers. She is here sharing how Comfort Keepers provides specialized elderly care services designed to support seniors in maintaining their independence and well-being in the comfort of their own homes. You'll enjoy listening to my conversation today with Mac. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and of course, topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call us or text us at 612-999-3426. You can also contact us on our website at livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows. We look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website, and we can also be found on your favorite streaming services, including YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others. You can also watch our broadcast live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio. If you have a question for us today, there's two ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show producer, Adam, will get your call on the air. Our phone number is 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Or you can directly text us your questions at 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry. If you missed our contact numbers, I'll repeat them throughout the show. All right. I'm really excited to welcome my guest for today's show, Mac Borell, LPN, nurse advocator and educator at Comfort Keepers, is here to talk about the great services that Comfort Keepers provides to their clients. Welcome to the show, Mac.
Thank you so much, Ken, for having me today.
Okay.
It's absolute pleasure to be here. And to talk about in-home care.
Well, it's such an important service, and it's surprising to me how few people know about home care services. And of course, as we talked before the show, so few people know about hospice care as well. So we're arm in arm in trying to help people in the cares that they need. Now, just give us a little background about you. So you're an LPN.
Yes.
So you've got some nursing background.
I do. So I've been a nurse for 27 years. I've got transitional care unit background history. I worked on a TCU for 10 years. I've been with Medicare home care for 14 years prior to coming to Comfort Keepers. And I've now been with Comfort Keepers for 3 years doing in-home care. And that is my calling. I've been doing this for many years. I was also a caregiver, nursing assistant for many years as I put myself through schooling to become an LPN. So I've got a large background in caregiving and many different areas of home care.
Yeah. Some of the best nurses I know have started in home care, or they started as a nursing aide while they're going to school. They've worked their way through LPN. Some go to RN. Some become NPs. It's just we have just great stories of
Yes.
those people that we work with in our company and that we work with in other companies as well. So it's just great to have that experience of working directly with the patient at the bedside. That is just something really special. All right, let's jump into Comfort Keepers. People, I'm sure, are really curious here. Comfort Keepers, what does Comfort Keepers do?
So we provide passionate in-home care for seniors and adults. And we help them with a wide variety of issues that they have, um, tasks in the home, personal cares. Our job is to keep them in their home, wherever they call their home, for as long as possible. So we are another level of care. We are a privately owned agency. We're a franchise, and Jennifer, a local person from Minnesota, owns Comfort Keepers out of Osseo and Maple Grove. She's been owning this company for 9 years. We provide very passionate service. We're all passionate on our team. We want to help navigate families with the challenges of trying to stay in the home and provide the best care possible. And we kind of have like an interactive care is our model, interactive caregiving philosophy, where we want our clients to stay physically fit, mentally fit, and socially engaged, and just help them with the tasks they need. So standing on side as their care partner, but let them staying as independent as possible.
All right, so then it's a little bit more of a collaborative effort
It
than
is.
it is being passive. I mean, and one of the things that as I talk to you, you are very passionate about is the engagement. Is that people need a purpose, and you guys can help support that by helping them with the things that they normally do previously, and that maybe they're limited right now because they're coming back from a surgery or they had an illness or something, and you guys are there to help them kind of regain that as much as they can.
Yes, you are correct.
Okay, all right. So let's talk more about. Okay, so you're local, you're locally owned, and be great to have Jennifer here someday to come on the show as well. Love to have her. So, what areas of the Twin Cities do you cover with your services?
So our service area stretches from Champlin to north to Prior Lake and Lakeville in the south, and from Minneapolis and West St. Paul west to Lake Minnetonka and our mountain communities.
Okay, all right. So you are kind of divide the Twin Cities in half, and you're
Mhm.
mostly on the west side there.
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. And how long have you guys been providing services here in the Twin Cities?
Our company has been ongoing. Comfort Keepers has been around for about 27, 28 years. And the Osseo Maple Grove, we've been doing this for 9 years.
Wow.
Out of
Okay.
Osseo Maple Grove, yes.
Fantastic. Do you still have clients now that you had? Because I know that a lot of home care, they just once they get connected, they just stay with the home care services for a long time
Yes.
because people are living longer, and
Yes.
it's amazing how when you have somebody who is helping you, you can stay in your home for really indefinitely.
We have clients that have great longevity with our company. I believe we have one person who's been with us for 9 or 10 years
Wow,
in her own home.
that is fantastic.
So we have longevity.
All right. Well, that sounds great. All right. Well, let's talk some more here about the services because you have a lot of services, and when people think of home care, I tell you, it's amazing when I talk to them about home care. They're thinking about home maintenance, mowing the lawn or putting in new light bulbs, whatever. And home care is really a personal service.
It is.
Yes. Tell us about the services that Comfort
So
Keepers has.
we have a wide variety of personalized services that we help seniors with. Our main goal, again, is to keep them safe, independent, and comfortable in their homes. So we do personal care such as bathing, dressing, grooming, mobility assistance, medication reminders. We also have nurses that can set up medications for them and help them manage their medications better. We offer companion care to reduce loneliness through conversation, engaged activity. We do meal preparation, light housekeeping, laundry, transportation, and also we can do errands for the client. And we also offer a great Alzheimer's and dementia program, respite care, post-hospital, hospital and TCU care. And then we also offer 24/7 care if that's what the client needs.
Yeah, sometimes when they're coming back from a major surgery or major illness, it just is very comforting to have somebody there, because not always can a family member do that, because they've got, in fact, I think the messages that we're going to talk about today really resonate with the adult children. Knowing they've got somebody who is trained and can come into the home and look after their loved one, whether it's a mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, whomever it is, that there's somebody there. Because I know that I talk to many people that are in our situation where they got parents and they've got children and they're the sandwich generation, and they're just looking for a little bit of help. And it's a great security for the adult child to know, okay, I know I've got somebody there. And sometimes, like you say, it may be 24/7 until a situation changes or circumstances change. So that's great. Well, when we get back from the break, we're going to talk more about that, because there's so many things to unpack.
Yes.
With all the different services you guys provide, and you've been doing it so well for so many years. So that's great. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Mac Borell, LPN. She's a nurse, advocator, and educator at Comfort Keepers, and she's sharing how Comfort Keepers provides specialized elder care services designed to support seniors and maintain their independence and well-being in the comfort of their own homes. If you have a question for Mac, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hi, I'm Mary T. Caring for others runs deep in my family. My grandmother, Rosa, was a nurse who cared for people in their homes more than a century ago. Inspired by her compassion, my mother, Margaret, and I founded the Mary T. family of companies nearly 50 years ago. Today, we continue that legacy across Minnesota, Wisconsin, Maryland, and Arizona, providing senior living, assisted living with memory care, home health, hospice care, rental housing, and support for people with disabilities. Each service is personal, creative, and focuses on the unique needs of those we serve. We also believe in joy and community, which is why we opened Crooner Supper Club in Fridley, a place to celebrate life with music, laughter, and connection. At Mary T., we're proud to be a Minnesota family company rooted in compassion, inclusion, and respect, and proud supporters of AM 950 and the values that this station represents. Visit MaryTinc.com to learn more.
Congratulations to Mary T., named one of the most admired CEOs of 2026 by the Minneapolis-St. Paul Business Journal.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. I know no one wants to talk about this, but summer is going to be winding down already, and we're all going to be rushing to make the most of the month before State Fair time arrives. While we're trying to cram in as much of that final summer fun as we can, don't forget to stop and smell the flowers. But if you realize what you actually smell is the carpet, you gotta call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to freshen up the late summer feeling. Zero Res can take care of almost any surface in your home: carpet, tile, rugs, hardwood, upholstery, and much more. If it's been months since your last deep clean, it's time to call. Zero Res is marking the end of summer with this amazing sale. Buy 2 rooms of carpet cleaning and get 2 rooms of carpet for free, plus 20% off all air duct cleaning services. Call 9520-RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
August means the beginning of football season, and Popcorn in Minnetonka has you ready to go with their flavor of the month, beer cheese pretzel popcorn. It's Popcorn's delicious cheesy popcorn made with real cheese, salty good pretzel pieces, all covered in a beer cheese seasoning. The perfect snack for your pro and college preseason ramp up. And get your popcorn in a tin featuring sports and military logos in either 1 or 3 gallon sizes. Visit Popcorn Store in Minnetonka or order online to ship their amazing popcorn across the USA. Go to popcorn.com. That's popcorn.com.
Hey, it's Robert Pilot from Native Roots Radio. For a meal that feeds your soul and health, check out Gatherings Cafe. Located in the renovative Minneapolis American Indian Center, Executive Chef Vernon Defoe and team serve up incredible indigenous flavors. Gatherings Cafe has amazing bison tacos featuring lean protein from native wise, corn tortillas, and homemade sides. It's fresh, local food rooted in ancestral knowledge. Stop by for breakfast or lunch. That's Gatherings Cafe, where tradition meets innovation.
Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Mac Borell, LPN. She's the nurse, advocator, and educator at Comfort Keepers, which is a local organization that is helping people take care of their loved ones at home. And she's sharing how Comfort Keepers provides specialized elder care services designed to support seniors in maintaining their independence and well-being in the comfort of their own homes. Mac, how can our listeners contact you and your organization if they have questions or want more information?
Sure. I would recommend that they call our main number at our Osseo Maple Grove site, and that is 763-273-4207.
All right. And then they can find you on the website at comfortkeepers.com. They just need to then key in their location.
Key in their location by their zip code, and
Yep.
that will bring them to the Comfort Keepers that services them in the city they live.
Perfect. And it's interesting too. We talk about elder care services, but you guys provide services. You don't have to be an elder to get the services.
Correct.
I mean, anybody, again, someone coming off of a surgery or whatever illness can also call you. So there's no age limitation to the services you provide.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Well, one thing I wanted to follow back up on, you had mentioned that you have nurses on staff and that they will do medication setup. So they'll set up the medications for your client and with pill caddies, and talk a little bit more
Sure.
about how important that is, because especially when someone's coming back from surgeries or illness or whatever, they're going to be on a medication protocol, and how important it is. Sometimes it's easy to kind of forget to take your medications and what medications to take. Maybe talk about that, because it's a
Sure.
unique service you guys provide in having the caregivers help support the administration of the medications.
Yes. So we have RNs on staff that will set up medications for clients. So the setup involves filling the pill caddies with their doctor's orders from their primary care doctor. We call it a reconciliation order. So the primary care doctor approves the medications, sends us over a list. We then go in the home and set up the medications according to those orders. So they're set up in a pill caddy 7 days a week. The nurse also educates the client about their medications, so they know exactly if there's any new medications, if they've come home from a hospital or a transitional care unit or a surgery. They also educate them about them, so they know about if there's any new medications that they need to be aware of. So then they are then set up, and then our aides, our caregivers, are allowed to give medications as long as our nurses are setting them up, and they are trained in our training center. They have to pass a written test and also a mock pill pass. So they then the nurse will also go over the medication list with them so they are aware of what the client is taking. They then can, when it's time to give their medications in the home, they are allowed to give them their pill caddy and give them those medications.
That to me is a huge issue because a lot of times family members, they're working,
Yes.
they're busy, they've got a lot of things going on in their life. As I mentioned, the sandwich generation. So it's nice to know that the person that's there can also help then with that administration,
Yes.
reminding and making sure that that your client is staying current on their medications.
Yes,
to help.
it's very important.
Yes, that recovery process is, and just the comfort of having the medications that you're staying ahead of.
Yes.
As you and I know, you want to stay ahead of the pain a little bit, especially when you're coming back off of
Yes.
surgery or recovering.
And it's our job too to make sure that they take their medications. There's no missed doses.
Right.
And then if there is any side effects we're seeing, our caregivers are very good about calling the RN case manager, the RN assigned to that client's case, and saying, hey, they missed some doses, or I'm seeing this with them, and I want to report that to you. And then, of course, we would report that back to the primary care doctor.
Yeah.
So there's different levels of checks and balances there with doing the medications. So we make sure that everything goes smoothly for that.
Yeah, that is just so important on the recovery process for people when they get back home. All right. Well, tell us, there's other home care companies out there. Why is Comfort Keepers unique compared to other people that provide a service like that?
I'm going to fall back on our training because our training center is in Edina, and I always talk a lot about our training. We have a skill set training, which is we have stations set up with all the different cares and skills that our caregivers have to perform in the home. We do the electronic lifts from the easy stands to the Hoyer lifts. We can take care of catheters, TED hose, compression socks, colostomy bags that we need to take care of for our client. So we have a great set of skills down there in that's all set up, and they go through each station, our caregivers, and they get comped off on that. So they have to be checked off on those skills to be able to go back into the home and take care of somebody.
Yeah.
So it's a great training. It's 30 to 36 hours. Our dementia Alzheimer's program is called Positive Pathways, and they have to have another 10 hours of care for that program. And the nurse goes through very, very important details of what our caregivers need to, how we approach, how we diffuse behaviors, and how we also redirect clients.
Right.
So it's not always about behaviors, but sometimes as Alzheimer's escalates and it progresses, we have to have our aides trained very well to be able to handle all those situations. So we have a great extended program. Again, it's an extra 10 hours.
Yeah.
And again, with the medications, they also have to have that written test. They also have to go through a mock pill pass. So our training is very thorough, and it's very precise. And we want to set our caregivers up for success. So the people we take care of we can sustain them in the home and keep them in the home, which is what everybody wants. The main
Right.
question is, when can I go home? Or their main goal is, I want to be in my home, and how can I obtain that? So,
Right. That aging in place at home is
Yes.
typically where everybody wants to go.
Yep.
All right. And just to remind people, you have nurses, registered nurses, right, that are overseeing the caregivers as well.
Yes, we do.
You have a nursing team that
We
oversees
have a nursing
them.
team. They have to have supervisory visits to check on them to make sure they're providing the cares according to our care plan. Every client gets a care plan. So it's very detailed and documented precisely what the cares are that caregiver needs to be doing for that individual.
That's fantastic. All right, it's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Mac Borell, LPN, Nurse Advocator and Educator at Comfort Keepers. And she is sharing how Comfort Keepers provides specialized elder care services designed to support seniors in maintaining their independence and well-being in the comfort of their own homes. If you have a question for Mac, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Summer is going fast, but Next Chapter Booksellers has everything you need to keep up with your summer reading. From the hottest new titles to timeless classics, Next Chapter Booksellers has something for any taste. Their friendly staff are great at making recommendations for the perfect summer read for you or your loved ones. Plus, Next Chapter Booksellers has a wide variety of puzzles and games for those rainy days. So keep up with your summer reading at Next Chapter Booksellers off Snelling and Grand in St. Paul. More at nextchapterbooksellers.com.
The place for live music is the Park Tavern. Live music takes over the Park Tavern's dog-friendly patio. Head over on Tuesday, August 11th, it's Sam Cusisto. Wednesday, August 12th, it's the Ice Holes. And on Thursday, August 13th, it's Carl Davis. Music runs from 5:30 to 8 p.m. and reservations for groups of 8 or more are recommended. And the Park Tavern offers private and semi-private spaces for small and large groups with no room fees and no minimum spending requirements. On Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park, outdoor live music is on at the Park Tavern.
Anders Folk here. I'm a Marine, a Democrat, and a former federal prosecutor. When I led the U.S. Attorney's Office early in the Biden administration, I signed the federal indictment charging Derek Chauvin with violating George Floyd's civil rights. I'm a Hopkins kid. My wife and I are raising our 4 kids now in Minneapolis, and Hennepin County is my home. I love this community and want to do everything I can to make it thrive. So when federal agents abuse their power on our streets, when fraudsters steal tax dollars meant for our kids, and when violent and repeat offenders are left free to hurt others, it's personal to me. I'm running for Hennepin County Attorney because Hennepin County needs an experienced prosecutor who can do the hard work and because results matter. And I'm running because Hennepin County deserves a prosecutor who can find the right balance between compassion and consequence in our criminal justice system. Anders Folk for Hennepin County Attorney. Vote Tuesday, August 11th. To learn more about me and my campaign, go to www.andersfolk.com. I'm Anders Folk, and I approve this message.
Prepared and paid for by Folk for Hennepin.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. I know no one wants to talk about this, but summer is going to be winding down already, and we're all going to be rushing to make the most of the month before State Fair time arrives. While we're trying to cram in as much of that final summer fun as we can, don't forget to stop and smell the flowers. But if you realize what you actually smell is the carpet, you gotta call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to freshen up the late summer feeling. Zero Res can take care of almost any surface in your home: carpet, tile, rugs, hardwood, upholstery, and much more. If it's been months since your last deep clean, it's time to call. Zero Res is marking the end of summer with this amazing sale. Buy 2 rooms of carpet cleaning and get 2 rooms of carpet for free, plus 20% off all air duct cleaning services. Call 9520-RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Adam. 81 under sunny skies today. For tonight, 58 with a little bit of clouds rolling in. And for tomorrow, partly sunny skies and a high of 83. Crooner's Supper Club is a little piece of old school nightlife in the 21st century. Enjoy delicious dinner, fabulous cocktails, and music from some of the best jazz artists. Crooner's Supper Club is just north of 694 off of Highway 65. Find the upcoming music schedule and more at croonersmn.com.
You're listening to AM 950, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Mac Borell LPN, Nurse Advocator and Educator at Comfort Keepers. If our audience has questions, Mac, and they want more information or they're just confused, what's the best way to reach you and your organization?
Yep. Again, it's the main number at 763-273-4207.
All right. And they can go on the comfortkeepers.com website. And again, just key in your zip code and it'll bring you to the local offices here that you guys have.
Correct.
So excellent. All right. Before we return to our conversation with Mac, I want to mention this radio show is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice provides patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life healthcare services. You may not be aware that hospice brings compassionate medical, social, emotional, and spiritual services to your home with typically no cost to you or your family. Please do not wait to learn how hospice care can benefit you and your loved ones. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available to answer your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a registered nurse. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, 952-898-1022, or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. All right, let's return to our conversation with Mac Borell. Let's talk about, I know this is just for many, many people, home care is just a mystery because they've never experienced it. I've had it. So tell us, what are the frequently asked questions that you get when people call and are talking to you about possible support for a loved one?
Sure. I'm going to go through a few different questions here that are most frequently asked questions that we get. So, how do I know when it's time for home care? We tell families they don't have to wait in a crisis. Maybe getting just the minimum amount of hours a week, which for us, it's 12 hours a week. We work in 4-hour blocks of time. Just starting to get a little help in the home adds another layer, I think, piece for family members, for adult children. Also, it's another set of eyes and ears in the home to kind of see what's going on and to get the level of care established. Like, what is the level of care we need, and then how can we help with those hours of care that we are going to be in the home. How often can somebody come out? We offer flexible scheduling. We do just a few hours a week, up to 24/7 care. And again, it depends on each person's individual needs. Each person is unique. Will I have the same caregiver? Yes. We do try our best to provide consistent care, building those trusted relationships. Continuity of care is what we strive for. Caregivers, I think, become an extension of people's families. They know a lot about that person in the home, sometimes more than their children do. So they're great to be able to help with seeing things that may come up with maybe medical issues that are coming up, and preventing falls, and just providing a safe environment and giving the adult children peace of mind. How quick can we start? In many cases, we can begin in 1 or 2 days. If it's urgent and somebody is falling, they've got a lot of medical complexity going on and they need immediate care, we will do everything we can to get a caregiver in the home immediately. And can care change over time? Absolutely. Our clients evolve, they have different needs, and we can add hours or we can subtract hours. So it's what the needs are.
Yeah, one of the things that we had talked about off the air is just the unique needs that every situation has. Everybody has different needs because they have different supports with family or friends, and you guys can really fill in the gaps there. And what's nice too, you mentioned that one of the many services that you have is you can actually help transport a client to a doctor's appointment.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about that, because I think that's one of the things I find people say it takes up so much of their time
Sure.
to get time off of work, take them to an eye doctor or a follow-up doctor appointment. There's just, it seems like as people age, there's just a lot more doctor appointments. And so it's a great service you guys provide in that regard.
Yes. So we can transport clients to their doctors. We can use our caregiver car, or we can use the client's own car, whatever the client preference is. And again, we work in 4-hour blocks of time and pretty much getting them there depending upon what their needs are. If they have a walker, wheelchair, cane, it can be timely. So we have the time to do that and spend that time with that client to make sure we can get them there safely and back home. And then also, if they have new prescriptions, we can also make sure we get to the pharmacy to get those picked up, and get those started for them as well.
Yeah. And I think what's nice too is that being a part of planning that time, there's no rush then.
There's no rush.
I think what I hear from a lot of people that I know is it's a scramble. They're trying to get off of work or take time off of work, and a lot of times it takes a little bit more time to get someone in the car and not rush them.
Yes.
And I think it's important just the respect of their time and to make them not feel rushed or make them not feel like they're an inconvenience is
Yes.
also really important.
Yes.
And so don't get them rushed to the doctor and then do a blood pressure check and they fail that because they're all uptight because of all the time compression that happens on those
Yes.
appointments.
Yep, you are
So,
correct.
okay, so many great questions there. Um, so I'm just curious. So when people ask the questions, what are like misunderstandings or maybe apprehensions? What would people typically tell you that they go, wow, I'm just not quite sure about this. So I'm just wondering if there's any apprehensions or things that people have regarding having someone in their home. Because I know
Sure.
when we come in for hospice, they're just a little bit curious and concerned. Well, who will be in here? How often will they be here?
Sure.
If the schedules change, will we be notified? There's just a lot of great questions and maybe more apprehensions about that kind of a service that they're probably not as familiar with.
Sure. So we do very careful explaining of all of that up front. Whether they call us, they maybe want to do a consult immediately and get us in the home. Consults are free, and then we can sit down and talk with the families and the client. But we do careful pairing with getting clients set up with a caregiver. And that again always leads back to our training of what are our caregivers' expertise. What areas do they like working with clients? And it varies for each caregiver. So we always match them up, careful bonding. Um, and if caregiver doesn't work out, that's okay. We'll send somebody else. And personalities sometimes collide, so we understand that. Um, and we want to reassure the client that that's okay to call us and tell us. We want to make sure we get the right caregiver because that's really important. Our caregivers are going through a state and federal background check. They also have to have a current driver's license. So we do many careful checks on that to make sure we get the right caregiver in the home for the right need, what their needs are.
Yeah. Well, I want to encourage people. You mentioned this briefly here that the consultation is free.
Correct.
So there's no reason to not explore an opportunity to work with you guys. Even like I say, if they're anticipating a surgery down the road, why not just have a chance to meet you, understand your services? Again, just do a little connection with the ultimate client. You have your customers, all the family members and everybody else who's involved in the decision, but to have a chance to do it in a non-crisis driven environment.
And that's our goal. Our goal is to keep people out of crisis and educate them. I'm an advocator. I talk a lot about our services in many different arenas in the community. We want to keep them away from crisis. I just encourage people to have a consult or learn more about us by calling us.
Yeah.
And that can plant the seeds for maybe to alleviate and stop some crises in motion, because now they have the opportunity to know who we are.
Yeah.
Learn more about what we do, and maybe we can step in then and our job again is to keep them out of the hospital and transition and going to a TCU care center, because that's weeks of care before they can go home. Mm-hmm. So it's our job to stop that, alleviate that, and keep them safe in their home with services like us.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about some of the great stories that we were talking about earlier off the air. Maybe start with one of the stories that can give people a sense for what type of situations you guys can help support.
So again, going back to kind of like starting early and getting some help early in the home before a crisis comes. We know that adult children work. Many of adult children have to work, and we're working longer than we ever have before. So maybe their loved one in the home now is struggling. There's a lot of challenges going on with stairs, falls. They need somebody to oversee their medications. they're just having a tough time navigating in the home. Maybe they need some help with bathing, maybe just a standby assist from one of our caregivers so they get in and out of the shower safely. We can step in and do that, and to help, again, another set of eyes and ears in the home and another hand in the home to step in and help. So the adult children that have to work feel peace of mind and know that there's a caregiver in the home, that their loved one's going to be well taken care of. So that's kind of where people can start, help to somebody that they want to stay in their own home.
Yeah. No, that's really important. And the other thing that I've learned with recovery from surgery or from illness, nutrition is so important. That's how the body heals.
Yes.
And you guys can help with meal preparation. That's one of the services
Yes.
that you guys offer. I think that's really important in addition to the medications, but the body needs to rebuild. And that's a great service you guys provide.
So we can do medication, or we can help with meal prep. We can make them a meal.
Wow.
So whatever they need, whatever we're hearing from the family and from the client and what their needs are, we can help do that.
Yeah, that's
We
fantastic.
can even make meals ahead if that's what's needed.
So when you're not there,
we can help with
yes. Okay. Well, fantastic. All right. It's time for another short break, Mac. This is going by way too fast.
This has been great. I hope your listeners are getting some great information and learning more about all the different ways we can help.
Yes. And that's the whole reason for the show. All right. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Mac Borell, LPN, nurse advocator and educator at Comfort Keepers. And she's sharing how Comfort Keepers provides specialized elder care services designed to support seniors in maintaining their independence and well-being in the comfort of their own homes. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Programming is supported in part by Health Partners. If you're age 65 plus and qualify for medical assistance, you may also qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. This all-in-one plan bundles Medicare, medical assistance, prescription drug coverage, and dental coverage into one simple $0 premium plan that also includes $0 medical copays. In addition to saving money, you can get lots of extra benefits and perks, like a dedicated care coordinator, up to $400 each year in rewards for preventative screenings, transportation, a fitness club membership, and more. This can help you live safely and healthy and independently. If you're a senior on a budget, transportation assistance can be huge. Plus, who couldn't use an extra $400 these days? Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. I know no one wants to talk about this, but summer is going to be winding down already, and we're all going to be rushing to make the most of the month before State Fair time arrives. While we're trying to cram in as much of that final summer fun as we can, don't forget to stop and smell the flowers. But if you realize what you actually smell is the carpet, you gotta call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to freshen up the late summer feeling. Zero Res can take care of almost any surface in your home: carpet, tile, rugs, hardwood, upholstery, and much more. If it's been months since your last deep clean, it's time to call. Zero Res is marking the end of summer with this amazing sale. Buy 2 rooms of carpet cleaning and get 2 rooms of carpet for free, plus 20% off all air duct cleaning services. Call 952-0RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
Let's face it, big box corporate brokers are built to serve shareholders, not the consumer, and it's time for a reckoning. At REC, short for the Real Estate Collaborative, we're challenging the status quo. Why pay a percentage of your home's value when you can have ethical, flat dollar commissions? From full service support to DIY options for buyers and sellers, we put you at the center of the transaction. And when we aren't helping you move, we're working toward housing justice for all. Because at the Real Estate Collaborative, we believe that to defeat the systems we don't like, we have to build ones we do. Join the movement at therecolab.com. That's THERE as in real estate, COLLAB.com. Or call 651-412-3765. And we invite you to tune in to Reckoning with Real Estate every Sunday at 11 a.m. on AM 950, or listen on demand wherever you get your podcasts. At REC, we're radically reimagining real estate. We hope you'll join us.
All right, welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Mac Borell, LPN, Nurse Advocator and Educator at Comfort Keepers. If you have a question for us, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Mac, how can our listeners contact you and your organization if they have questions or want more information?
Sure. Again, it's our main number at 763-273-4207.
All right. Let's remind them, you guys cover everything on the west, northwest, south side of the Twin Cities here. So there's a lot of listeners that live in that area. So from down to Lakeville up to Osseo, over to Minnetonka,
down to Edina, Bloomington,
West St. Paul.
Yes,
even
up to Champlin.
Wow. Okay. So again, great coverage. If you have any questions about that, just please reach out to Mac and her organization. All right, let's continue talking about some of the scenarios that you guys help support families in. One of those is post-hospital stays, right?
Correct. Yes. So we help a lot of people transition home from hospitals and transitional care units. That's really important. I think for them to be successful, that they have some type of in-home care. It's really difficult if they don't get that layer of care. Many times they end up going back into the hospital or the transitional care unit. It's really the stabilization and adjusting back at home is huge for seniors. And with in-home care, we can provide that great layer and get them stabilized and back on track and independent again.
And so we were talking off the air that some of the things that are really important, not only for the care of the client, but also supporting the family who is, again, when a person's at home, the family has to step in and do a lot of that care. And so we keep using the word respite. And I don't think everybody out in the audience maybe knows what respite care means. Would you mind talking about that as well?
Sure. Respite care is very important, and we do a lot of that within home care. We're able to step in and take over for maybe a son or a daughter that's taking care of their loved one. We can step in and take some of the work off of them and take care of their loved one. Many kids are trying to balance their work life, raising families, and caring for their aging parent. It's a great way for us to provide, maybe it's a few days a week. It could be, if they want up to 24/7 care, they can. But just to step in and give them some time to keep a great work life, family life balance, but still get great care for their loved one. So again, it's giving them peace of mind and giving them a helping hand in the home.
Yeah, I think it's really important, especially what we find when we work with patients, is that the family just needs to recharge. I mean, especially the spouse, or let's say a child who's been the primary caregiver, they just sometimes lose themselves. They become a caregiver, not the spouse or not the daughter, not the son. They fall into this kind of caregiver mentality, and they really lose that primary relationship. That becomes almost secondary because they're so involved with the care. And it's, again, they're doing it out of love and compassion. But this is something that, again, they have to also take care of themselves as well. They have to be here for the long run. And I always use the analogy in the airlines, always put your face mask, your oxygen mask on first before helping others. And so we just see this continually where we walk into the home and we can't even tell which person is the one that's hospice eligible because they're both exhausted. And to spread that out a little bit with the services you provide can be a great benefit to that the caregiver.
I think too, it's really hard. Like you said, families get lost with their identity and their role, what their job is to be in the home with the loved one, and just let them know that. I just want to let everybody know that we're here for them. Um, we want to help. We want to take some of the work off of them. Caregiver burnout is very difficult, and we see that a lot with families. We want to alleviate that, and I'm encouraging people to ask for help before that happens, because it's very difficult to go through. And people they themselves now become physically ill, and need doctor's care. So please feel free to reach out to us if we can help in any way. If they need other community resources, we can also give them that. If they need support groups, and they're going through a tough time, we can also give them some great resources for that as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. We were talking off there about how dementia is just the epidemic of the elderly, and it's a horrible disease. And it's nice that you guys can also hook up people with other support groups because it's just it's so helpful to find that other people are going through the same things that you're going through or that your family's going through. And I think that's also a great resource that you guys can do because you've been around here for so many years doing this.
Yes, and community resources are, there's so many out there right now. If you are having issues right now being a caregiver and you're in burnout, or if you're working with somebody who has dementia or memory care issues in the home, there are great support groups at the senior community centers in every city that people live in. Call your local senior center or community center. There's support groups that come, facilitators that come right to these centers, and they have groups there. Find out when these groups are, if you can attend, and go to them and to get support. They're great. I know I have friends that go to them that are taking care of their loved ones right now, and go to support groups.
Yeah.
So they're very important. They kind of recharge people, and then people find out they're not alone, that there's many of us that are struggling with taking care of a loved one.
Yes.
So senior centers, community centers are great places to find support groups.
Right. Well, and that's again where you guys can come in, give some respite.
Yes. So they can go to their
so
support
they can
group.
go to a support
Yes.
group. No,
Yes.
I think that's really important. People need to be a little more strategic in managing their time because again, like you say, once you suffer from burnout, it's really hard to get out of that kind of little death spiral that people can fall themselves.
Yeah. So there's a lot of help. Just you can call us. We can also help you find a community center or support group that has groups available to go to. So that's another thing you can ask us at our number.
Right.
So,
and what is that number, Mac?
763-273-4207.
Fantastic. We're at the end of the show, folks. I want to thank Mac Borell, LPN, Nurse Advocator and Educator at Comfort Keepers, for being here and sharing how Comfort Keepers is providing specialized elder care services designed to support seniors and maintain their independence and well-being in the comfort of their own homes. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation. You can reach us anytime by voice or text at 612-999-3426. Join us again next Saturday at noon for another broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.
Hi, I'm Mary T. I'm a proud supporter of AM 950 because this station shares the values that I care about most: community, connection,